All right, what is going on? I am Dr. Moore, owner of Total Performance Physical Therapy. We're going to discuss pain on the top of the foot. So this usually comes as a result of pain on the bottom of the foot. Not always, but it usually is in conjunction with pain elsewhere on the foot, maybe even in the calf, sometimes even in the knee. So this usually is not an independent thing, but it can be. But what we're talking about is pain that you feel on the top of the foot. Now, I'm not talking about pain after you drop something on your foot. That's something completely different. The exercise, what we're going to go through tonight, is going to be more of that pain. You don't really know where it came from, but all of a sudden it hurts. It hurts to maybe put pressure on, keeps you up at night. It can really be excruciating. It can go from the top of your foot. It can go all the way into the front of your shin. It can cause shin splints. So it's something to really be aware of. It's not something that you want to ignore. It is something that you need to address because, again, it can lead to knee pain, hip pain, other types of pain all the way up into your back. So, and make sure that when you are addressing this pain, especially when you have no idea where it came from, usually means you're limping. Usually means there's some compensation going on. So you want to make sure that you are addressing why you're limping. Why are you feeling the need to hold your foot? And what I mean by that is this muscle keeps your foot still. So I'm gonna roll up my pant leg here. When you walk, you kind of have a tendency to keep your foot guarded, okay? Now, the difficulty about this is you really don't know you're doing this. Once it gets to be very advanced and once the pain gets to be extremely intense, you will know that you're limping. But in the beginning, you're just gonna kind of guard your foot lightly, but it will just not go through the normal progression of pushing off and then striking down. It'll have a little bit more guarded movement through that foot, and that's what's going to cause that pain starting in that foot, because those muscles on the top of the foot are what really is going to work hard in order to be able to use that foot over time and use that foot to limp and use that foot to compensate. So really important, as we talk about in a lot of our videos, and you can see a lot of them on Total Performance Physical Therapy YouTube channel. Lots of videos talking about compensation, lots of videos talking about how important it is to find the root of the compensation. And if you don't know how pain started, it's really important to figure out how it did it. Otherwise, you may fix it and it's going to come right back. Or you can just waste lots of time, lots of money, never fix it, and then wind up with no answers whatsoever and still the same pain and maybe even worse. So really, this is one of those diagnoses or one of those pains that when you have it, you need to figure out why you have it, and you have to figure out where it's coming from. And sometimes you don't even realize it. You know, it's a very automatic response for your foot. So it may be something that you don't even realize at first. So let's talk about what we do when we have pain on the top of the foot. So really, you want to do three types of things. So I'm going to show you three different stretches. The first one's going to be in standing. I'm going to take off my shoe. Apparently I don't have any balance tonight. But what you want to do is you want to start in standing and you want to just curl your toes under. Okay, so this may be extremely painful if you have pain on the top of the foot, but do it as much as you can, nice and easy. All right, just kind of curling those toes under. You can bend that other knee to get a little bit deeper stretch. You're going to feel a stretch up into your shin. Okay, up into the front of the foot. It shouldn't be painful. So if you only get to here and you can't tolerate anymore, that's okay. If you can get all the way down to here, that's good. All right, you want to hold that 30 seconds. You want to do about 6 of those. Now, you can also do this sitting at your desk. Okay, so if you're sitting at a chair and you want to just kind of kick your shoe off and curl your toes under, that's totally fine too. The next thing I'm going to show you is both these last two things are seated that you want to do. So the first one is actually you want to work the muscles that are in the foot. You have muscles that are actually in between the bones in your foot. So you want to take your thumb and you really want to press on those muscles, and you really want to press in between the toes. Really important to dig in there. It can be really painful, I understand that, but you want to make sure that you're getting all of those knots out. Always, as I always tell you, before you start any sort of treatment plan at home, you really should consult a medical professional. We offer free consultations. All you have to do is call our office at 215-997-9898, and we'd be happy to get you in. But getting that garbage, quote unquote, out of the middle of the toes is really going to help alleviate a lot of that pressure. But again, it's something that you're going to have to really be used to because it is very painful. You want to work all the way up to your toes and then all the way up into your shin. Not neglecting all of these muscles up in here. You may not feel too much pain up in here, and if you have a foam roller, you might be able to get these areas. And again, you can refer to Total Performance Physical Therapy YouTube channel on how to foam roll the lower leg. This is more appropriately done with a foam roller if you can tolerate it. Your fingers might get a little tired, but you really can't get a foam roller into these little intrinsics in the foot. So you want to make sure that you're really moving them and you're really getting in there and massaging them. And then the last one you want to do is you want to do a manual stretch of the foot. So you're just going to grab across the toes and you're going to bend as far as you can. Now, sometimes this might be as far as you go, and that's okay. But you want to just allow that foot to be stretched. And when you're stretching it, you kind of want to move the foot all over the place so you're getting all different angles of the muscles. The main thing is, though, the main goal is to really get those toes curled under with your hand and then bring the foot into a nice gentle stretch. Again, this is not a no pain, no gain situation, so you want to make sure that you are stretching to the point of being uncomfortable or feeling a good stretch, but that's it, nothing further. If you or someone you know is suffering with foot pain and wants a free consultation with a doctor of physical therapy, all you have to do is call our office at 215-997-9898 and we'd be happy to get you in. Thanks and have a good night.